Hey guys, so I'm trying to get you guys some yoga classes that you can do at home. Please bear with me as this is all very new to me. I'm still trying to figure it all out, so there may be a couple of flubs in there. Feel free to laugh at me. I certainly laugh at myself when I do it. Also, my cat makes a couple of cameos. Please enjoy and smile and say hi to Luna when you see her. If you are new to yoga, welcome. Thank you for trying this out. I'm so happy that you are here watching and trying it. Don't worry about what your body looks like while you're doing this. It's not about the shape your body makes. It's about how you feel. And so I give a lot of permission language. If it feels good to you, if it's available to you today, there is nothing that I call for that you absolutely have to do. It's your practice. This is meant as a guide. And I really hope that you can take what you need from this and feel free to leave the rest. That being said, feel free to try everything that I offer if you want to. But if it hurts, if you have any injuries or limitations, please, please, please do not stretch yourself to the point of injury. We only go to sensation, never to pain. But anyway, I'm going to let you get to the video and the session that I have recorded for you. Thank you so much for giving this a try, and I hope you enjoy. Namaste. Take a moment coming into your breath, taking a deep breath in and exhale. Let that left ear drift down to the left shoulder. Feel free to take the arm up to rest on the head. Deep breath in. And let that nose drift down to the armpit. Letting the hand rest on the back of the head. Coming back to center and going off to the other side, letting the ear drift down to the shoulder, again taking that arm up to rest on the head if that feels good to you. And let that nose drift down towards your shoulder, letting the hand shift to the back of the head. Coming back to center and exhale, letting the chin drift to the chest. Feel free to take the hands up behind the head, resting on the head, not pulling, just adding weight. And release back to center. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, taking one arm down to the mat, the other arm up and over, stretching long along that side. Let that top arm float down to the ground, pressing in between those shoulder blades. Inhale up through center and exhale off to the other side. Stretching long, keeping that hip on the mat. And let that hand drift down, again pressing out between the shoulder blades. And coming back up through center, straightening out the legs, toes to the sky, hinging forward with that back flat, reaching towards the toes and rounding over. Toes still towards the forehead. And rolling up. And we're going to bend one knee, pressing the flat of the foot against the inner thigh of the opposite leg, folding forward, reaching towards the leg, grabbing the foot, the calf, the pant leg, whatever you can get. Folding down. And inhale, take the arm up, back behind, pressing into the left heel, right knee, and right hand up into baby wild thing. Reaching long. And coming back down, folding back over that left leg. Making your way back up. Crossing the right leg over the left, putting the flat of the foot on the mat and hugging the knee into the chest, reaching the right arm behind in a gentle twist. The head can stay forward or can drift over that right shoulder, however it feels good to you. Bringing the shoulders back around to the front, cradling that bent leg in towards your chest. You can cradle the foot against your upper arm or against your forearm, wherever it feels good. Feel free to rock side to side, stretching out that hip. Taking that right knee down on top of the left knee, that right foot is coming back towards your left hip, and we're hinging forward. The toes on the left foot are still pointing towards the sky. And coming back up, using both hands to release the top leg. And we're going to bend the other leg, pressing the flat of the foot against the inner thigh of the opposite leg, hinging forward, keeping that back nice and long, nice and flat, and rounding over. Again, toes are towards your forehead. Taking the left arm up and back, the right arm to the sky, pressing into the right heel, the left knee, and that left hand in baby wild thing, lifting the hips up. And coming down, folding back towards that right leg. Rolling up. Taking the left leg across the right, planting the foot against the mat, hugging the left knee into the chest, and gently twisting, letting the head follow the shoulder if that feels good. And coming back, and now we're going to cradle this leg, placing the foot in the opposite arm, either against the upper arm or the lower arm. Hugging this leg into your chest, rocking side to side if that feels good. And lowering this leg so the left knee stacks on top of the right and the left heel comes down towards the right hip, leaning forward. And coming back up. And we're going to make our way to a tabletop position. Knees directly underneath the hips, wrists, elbows, shoulders in a line. Looking between your knees, you shouldn't see your feet. And inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, round out. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, round it out. And inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. And exhale, round it out. Coming back to a neutral spine. We'll send the right leg straight back, planting the ball of the foot on the mat, pressing through that back heel. And lift that leg up across the opposite leg outside the mat. Again, the ball of the foot is on the floor. You're pressing through the heel. Your gaze can go over your left shoulder towards your right foot if that feels good, extending that stretch. And now take that leg out to the right hand side, coming straight off of the hip, flat of the foot on the floor, toes pointed forward, coming down onto the forearms if that is available to you, sending the hips back just a hair. And coming back to our tabletop. Now we're going to send that left leg straight back, the ball of the foot on the mat, pressing through the heel. Lifting that leg up and over. Cross the opposite leg to outside the mat, ball of the foot on the floor, pressing through the heel. The gaze can go over the right shoulder towards that left foot. Bringing that leg out off of the left hip, flat of the foot on the floor, toes forward, coming down onto those forearms and sending those hips back just a hair again. And coming back into our tabletop, making our way to a standing forward fold, hanging down from the hips, alternately bending one knee and then the other, getting an enhanced stretch in those hamstrings. And slowly roll all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale up, baby back bend. Exhale, fold forward, find the mat. Send your left leg way back, dropping the heel. Line up your front heel with the arch of the back foot, coming into warrior two, shoulders over hips. Gaze over the front arm, arms to the front and back of the mat. Inhale, reach forward, flipping that front hand. Exhale, reverse the warrior, taking the front hand back, the back hand down, anywhere but the back knee. And back to warrior two. Taking the front arm down onto the front leg, taking that back arm up and over, extended side angle. And back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward, hinging at the hips, taking the front arm down, the back arm up into triangle. And bring the hands down, framing that front foot. The right arm goes up, the left hand stays down, revolved side angle. Back to a standing forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, coming up, baby back bend. Exhale, folding forward, taking the right leg back, dropping the heel, lining up the front heel with the arch of the back foot, and up into warrior two. Arms to front and back of the mat. Flip that front hand, reversing your warrior. Front arm goes back, back arm goes down, back anywhere but the knee. Warrior two. Front arm down onto the thigh, back arm up and around, extended side angle. And back to warrior two. Straightening the front leg, reaching, hinging down, front arm down, back arm up into triangle. And coming down, framing the front foot, right hand plants into the ground, left arm to the sky, revolved side angle. Back to a standing forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale up, baby back bend. Exhale, fold forward, find the mat, send the left leg back, coming into our warrior two. Inhale, flip the front hand. Exhale, reverse your warrior, taking that front hand up and back, the back arm down anywhere but the back knee, and back to warrior two. Front arm to the thigh, back arm up and around, extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, reaching front arm down, back arm up, triangle. Back to warrior two. Arms behind, palm to palm, interlacing the fingers, opening up the shoulders, humbling the warrior by hinging inside that front leg, taking those arms off that low back as is available to you. Hands to the low back, release them to the mat inside your front foot. Shift your hips up and back just a bit, warrior dog. Coming into revolved side angle. Right arm to the sky, left hand plants. To standing forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale up, baby back bend. Hinge forward, forward fold. Send the right leg back. Coming into warrior two. Inhale, flip that front hand as you reach up and back, and exhale into a reversed warrior. Back to warrior two. Front forearm to front thigh, back arm up and over, extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Straightening front leg, coming into triangle, front arm down, back arm up. And back to warrior two. Bringing the hands behind, palm to palm, interlacing the fingers, hinging inside that front leg, arms off the low back. Humbled warrior. Arms back down, hands to the corner of the mat inside your front leg, hips up and back, warrior dog. Pivoting the back foot, planting the right hand down, the left arm up to the sky, revolved side angle. Framing the front foot, back foot to the front, forward fold, slowly rolling up, and exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to make our way into a wide-legged stance. Toes at 10 and 2. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees, send the hips straight down into goddess. Inhale up and exhale, hinge forward, grabbing an armload of sunflowers. And inhale up, exhale, bend the knees into goddess. Inhale up. Exhale, folding forward, getting another armload of sunflowers. Inhaling up and exhale into goddess. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward, more sunflowers. Inhale up, exhale into goddess. And hands to the thighs, taking the right shoulder forward, the left shoulder back. And bend to center and switch. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Back to center. Inhale up and exhale down into goddess. Now lift that right heel. And lower and lift the left heel. And lower and now lift both heels. And lower, folding forward, taking your hands down to the mat, rotating the feet so the toes are pointed forward. Take the right hand to the left ankle, reach that left arm up to the sky. Feel free to drape it around the low back. Coming back to center, we're going to switch hands, taking that left hand to the right ankle, that right arm up and around. And back to center. Walk those hands to the front of your mat, bringing the feet together, inhaling up, exhaling, hands to the heart. Inhale up, baby back bend. Exhale, fold forward, find the mat, send the left leg back, coming into warrior two. Flip your front hand, going up and back, reversing that warrior. Back to warrior two. Front forearm to front thigh, back arm up and around, extended side angle. Feel free to take your bottom arm up, reaching long, and back to warrior two. Straightening the leg, coming into triangle, front arm down, back arm up. And back to warrior two. Bringing the hands behind, palm to palm, interlacing the fingers, opening up the heart space as you hinge forward, humbling that warrior, taking the arms off the back as is available. Hands to the low back into the corner of the mat, hips up and back just a hair. Walking the hands to the opposite foot, taking the left heel towards the left hip towards the left heel. Feel free to take the bind, if you care to, the right arm up and back, the left arm around that left knee, clasping your hands. And bringing the hands back to the mat, walking to the opposite foot, left arm to the mat, right arm to the sky, revolved side angle. Hands planted, framing the front foot, both feet at the front of the mat, forward fold, inhaling up, exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale up, reaching back. Exhale, fold forward, send the right leg back, dropping that heel, coming to warrior two. Flipping that front hand as you inhale and reversing that warrior. Back to warrior two. The front forearm goes down to the front thigh, the back arm around to extended side angle. Feel free to take that lower arm up, reaching long. And back to warrior two. Straightening the front leg, coming into triangle, front arm down, back arm up. And back to warrior two. Bringing hands behind, palm to palm, interlacing the fingers, hinging inside that front leg, humbled warrior. Hands to the low back, releasing the hands to the mat, lifting the hips up and back. Walking the hands to the opposite foot, taking the right heel to that right hip, hands to the heart if that feels good, and feel free to take the bind, taking that left arm up and over, the right arm around the right knee, clasping hands if that feels good. Walking your hands back to the other side, planting the right hand next to that left foot, the left arm to the sky, revolved side angle. Hands framing the front foot, back foot to the front, forward fold, rolling up as you inhale, exhale, hands to the heart. Make your way down onto your bottoms on the mat, settling in on your sits bones, back nice and long, arms reaching forward, knees bent. And lift that right leg. And lower. And lift the left leg. And lower. Now lift both legs, keeping those knees bent. And lower. And one more time, lifting both legs. Feel free to straighten those legs in a full boat pose. Breathe and lower. Fold yourself over your legs, rounding out that back. We're going to make our way into pigeon. Taking that right knee towards the right side of the mat. The right heel will go under the left hip, the left leg nice and straight. You can be up on your hands, down on your forearms, or laid out flat on the mat. You want your hips square, not canting to one side or the other. And it's okay if you can't go very deep in this pose. You may find as you settle in that you can go a little bit deeper. Feel free to do so as it feels good to you. This posture is really good if you have tight hips. We're going to press our torso up, bend the back leg, reach back with your left hand to grab that foot as is available to you. And release. And we're going to switch sides, bringing the left leg in front, the right leg behind, that left knee towards the edge of the mat, with the heel underneath the opposite hip. The right leg is straight behind. You can be on your hands, on your forearms, or all the way out, with your hips again nice and square. And this side may feel very different from the other side, and that's okay. We don't use both sides of our bodies equally, and it shows up in our muscles. It doesn't mean one side is right and one side is wrong. They're just different. Pressing our shoulders up, bending that back leg, reaching back with the right arm to grab that foot or ankle or whatever you can. We're going to make our way onto our backs, however that looks for you. Drawing the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug, wrapping your hands around your legs. Maybe rock side to side if that feels good. Take the feet down to the mat, knees are bent, and press the hips up towards the sky. Feel free to take your hands underneath your hip bones to add support. If it feels good and you want to bring your hands together on the mat, clasping the hands, tucking your shoulder blades a little more, feel free to do so. And lower down, releasing your hands. Drawing the knees back into your chest, give yourself another hug. Let the left leg drift down to the mat, taking that right leg across the body with that left hand resting on the outside of the right thigh. The gaze can be up or over the right shoulder. Feel free to bend the right knee, grabbing the right ankle with the right hand. The left knee. And release. And we're going to go to the other side, bending that left knee, taking the right hand to the outside of the thigh, and letting that knee twist over. The gaze can be up or over that left shoulder. The right leg can bend. Feel free to grab the right leg with the left hand if that feels good to you. And release. At this time, feel free to take any additional postures you feel you need before entering into Shavasana. For Shavasana, find where you're comfortable and just breathe, letting your mind quiet and still. You can stay here as long as you have time to stay here. Begin bringing your awareness back into yourself, wiggling your fingers and your toes, rotating the wrists and the ankles. You may want to draw your knees into yourself or stretch long like you're waking up from a good nap. And then roll off to your most comfortable side and take a breath or two there. On your next available exhale, press yourself up into a comfortable seated position, allowing the head and neck to be the last to rise, keeping the gaze soft or the eyes closed. Bowing the heads as we finish our practice. The beauty in me honors the beauty in you. I wish you peace and long life. God bless. Namaste.